Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Command & Conquer, the Covert Operations, and when last we left off, it is really not a good day to be that rocket trooper, at all. We're currently trying to deal with all of these harvesters that the Brotherhood of Nod have, and unfortunately one of them has managed to slip through the cracks and replenish all of their money. That's only a temporary setback, however, because we have 8 orcas that we can start sending against all of their harvesters, and 8 orcas is quite a lot indeed. We can quite safely play the waiting game now because we have the advantage. We can actually start using these orcas to blow up everything else they have as well, but dealing with the harvesters is the priority because it's them that give the Brotherhood of Nod all of their money, and if they don't have any money they can't start repairing any of the buildings we damage, and then eventually start selling buildings that we do damage just to get money back to buy another harvester. Priority really is leaving their airstrip alive so that you can take advantage of their desire to keep building harvesters. They'll just keep selling buildings, even if they're buildings they really shouldn't be selling, like for instance their construction yards, which they will sell to make enough money to start making money with the harvesters. It's kind of self-defeating if you think about it, because they've just got rid of all of their ability to keep repairing their base just so that they can get the money to build a few more offensive units. I suppose the logic is that they could get engineers and take over your base, but the AI tends not to focus on doing that. And I'm a little worried about the fact that there's only 1 harvester here. There really should be 2 at this point, unless the other one's being very sneaky and getting Tiberium from somewhere else. It could be, you never know. You can only see one of them at the moment. The other one may be over here. Ah, there is a harvester. Hello there, how are you? You're trying to take Tiberium over here, very craftily. That's not really going to work for you because we know that you're there. The advantage of having a radar, most certainly shown right there. We also want to start building a couple of mammoth tanks because we only have 2 of them, and we really could do with having a few more. And we could also do with exploring up there as well and just seeing what's in the vicinity. Because hey, it might be something good. Sometimes these maps give you the ability to take out priority targets without really putting yourself in any danger. And it won't hurt to send... it would appear that they're sending something against us right now. A small attack, if you would. That I imagine is going to be very, very ineffective indeed. So we're just going to ignore that, and we're going to focus on dealing with this harvester over here. Hello, Mr. Harvester. Would you like to say hi to my orca patrol? I didn't think you would. But hey, you said hello anyway. And now you are gone. And here come a small group of minigunners, and I've no idea what they're doing. They're sort of heading over here, but they're now heading over to where our base is, which is a really poor idea. A really poor idea, because you're heading right towards this advanced guard tower. And goodbye, you indeed go. There are a few tanks that are being sent here, but I'm really not going to worry about them because we are more than, we're more than capable of taking care of them. I think we could start using the ion cannon here, but I'm going to wait for just a little bit because there's no real reason to until we've managed to get rid of both of their construction yards. We could actually just get rid of this one right now. There are 2 SAM sites here, but 9 orcas should probably be enough. There we go, just a little bit of damage here, and they've already sold it, which means that they've ran out of money. That means there'll be no more harvesters, apart from the fact that that construction yard will have given them enough money to build another harvester, but only 1 of them. So finding the other one might be a really good idea right now. I've no idea where it is though, it's probably deep within their base, and there is their harvester sent out to go get more Tiberium. Terrible news, I'm afraid, Brotherhood of Nod. I know where you're going, and so you're going to perish. There we go. Not bad. And I think 1 mammoth tank here might not go amiss. Let's build one right there. Brilliant. Over here we go. And let's see what we can find. There are some power plants there. Another construction yard and an artillery piece. That is really bad. I wonder if I could go and get rid of that artillery piece in particular. I suppose I could send... really should deal with that first, though, because that is going right back to their base, and that is really bad. And if in doubt, send an ion cannon. A little bit late, but hey, late is better than never, because I didn't want that to succeed in getting over and replenishing all of their money. That would have been kind of bad. So we have a Temple of Nod here and a few advanced power plants, and need to pay attention to where they are. But we do have this here, and I think using the... we could get rid of that SAM site, actually. That's probably not a bad idea. We will, of course, get attacked by that one, and any rocket troopers, but they will sell that, which is really useful. We could get them to get rid of that one, too. Why not, eh? That is now gone, which means I don't think their base is protected by any SAM sites anymore. And that most certainly is to our benefit, but these have been damaged, and that is not to our benefit. So we'll fix that up, and then we'll fix the other one up. They're actually rather expensive to fix up, because they cost 1,200, which means it's 600 to repair them. So we'll get that going, and I think that one as well. They don't have any more harvesters building, which is a good thing for us. Alright, we haven't got rid of that yet, but we could use an airstrike to get rid of this now. I think that's probably a good idea. Goodbye, massive amount of infantry! You're completely unable to defend yourself, apart from those few rocket troopers that are going to most certainly perish. The Obelisk of Light is gone, and all of the units that were in it from the sail are also gone. So I imagine there's going to be another harvester in a little bit. Getting rid of that there might be really useful, but I really think at the moment... actually, no, let's get rid of that right now. The sooner we get rid of that artillery piece, the better off we'll be. There we go, one artillery piece gone, and now we can start getting rid of this here. I imagine all of these rocket troopers are most certainly going to perish, because all these troops are going to... Where are you going? I think you're going to get rid of them, but that's no problem, because we're going to... Yep, we have now got rid of that. And you, unfortunately, are all going to die. But we have now got rid of their construction yard, and they most certainly are not happy about that. Let's just get these in here, shall we? They do now have another one of the... let's get rid of this, and let's move over here. There we go. I'm not sure... Oh, you might actually manage to get away. Where has that... Oh, wait, you're not going to get away because of the... Yep, I forgot about that. The Obelisk of Light is indeed still active. Ah, well, at least now we can quite safely start getting rid of everything. Ooh, there's another harvester here. I think another... let's see, another mammoth tank might do? Just a couple more, you know, as many as I can buy. Because now they're in quite a bit of a predicament. They don't now have the ability to build any more buildings that have been destroyed. And also we have the advantage that we have a lot of air presence. And we don't have any SAM sites anymore. I think now getting rid of this is a really good idea. Let's just get rid of that as soon as we possibly can. They don't have any, no, they have no harvesters whatsoever. So getting rid of the, yep, that is now gone. And we also have an airstrike available to us. I wonder what I should use that against. Maybe against all of this here. Or I could just start attacking their, they have another harvester now. We want to make sure that goes, so we'll just attack it right now. There's no reason to hold back, because they have no ability to defend it whatsoever. If they go a little bit too close to here, mind you, they will have an ability to defend it. So I have to be just a little bit careful when the harvester goes over here. But otherwise, I think we're in a good situation. A very good situation indeed. What do I use this airstrike against? I suppose we'll get rid of all these troops here. It can't hurt, after all. And I think one more mammoth tank, just to add to the small pile of them that we have. Just a couple, in fact, probably enough to quite safely get rid of their entire base. But first, we're going to go and get rid of this Obelisk of Light here. Because if there's anything I need to be careful of, it's that those obelisks are going to be a problem. Alright. We also want to be careful of that Temple of Nod, because the Temple of Nod will fire at us if we attack it. So we're going to be leaving that until very, very last. We could get rid of this silo here, and that, that SAM site rather. That is not a silo, Kiko. That is silly. We'll get rid of this one now. There we go. I think they've just built another harvester. Yes, indeed they have. And we need to build a replacement orca because we just lost one. There we go. I'm sorry, Brotherhood of Nod, but you are not going to be able to get any more Tiberium, because we're just going to destroy everything you have with massive amounts of aerial missiles. You know, just like normal. There we go. Let's get that fixed up, and I think it's safe to say that we have a very good situation going on here. And I've said that a couple of... Wow, they really cannot get access to the rest of the map, can they? We're just sort of standing there going, well, I think it's safe to say we're in a bit of trouble. Oh no, we're absolutely fine. We're by the Temple of Nard. It's not like they're going to try and blow that up at any point. Oh, we're most certainly going to try and blow that up at some point. Just not right... Ooh, that took a little bit of damage, and I did not notice. We may have also lost a few other things, like maybe there was a... No, I don't think there actually was a watchtower there, a guard tower. Let's get one of those built, shall we? Actually, there's no reason to get it built, because I think they're not going to be able to defend themselves either way. Alright, what do we get rid of now? I think this. There we go, it is now gone. And we now have an airstrike. I've no idea what to... I know what to use it on. Let's use it on these power plants right here. They'll probably sell them, or they'll just explode in a airstrike. There we go. Not bad. We've got a few more things rid of there, and now they're probably going to build one more of the harvesters. But we can easily deal with that, and slowly, Nod is selling their own base into oblivion. But I think we have probably enough tanks here to deal with the rest of what they have here. We'll just slowly send them up, and I mean very slowly, because mammoth tanks are just a little bit slow.
Yes, sir.
There we go. I think now we can quite safely deal with this. A few turrets here. They are just selling everything. We do need to be very careful of them sneakily trying to build a harvester while we're doing this. So we just need to be mindful of any big red dots that appear on the map over there. There we go. A few mammoth tanks is probably... Ah, there it is. Just saw it being built there, so we'll deal with that right now. We could actually just attack it, which will admittedly attract every single unit that they have, but as long as we focus all of our fire effect... Ooh, need to be careful of that. And unfortunately, we've let them get all of their money back, which is rather bad. But fortunately, they can't really build anything with it, because they don't have anything apart from this airstrip, which we're about to go and get rid of. We deal with these with the missiles, and again, we can't... There we go. I was about to say the missiles aren't coming that regularly, but there are enough mammoth tanks here that we don't need to worry about that. Hello, Mr. Technician. Well, a belated hello, because you're already dead. Once we've got rid of this, they won't have the ability to... I have no idea why you built a... absolutely no idea why you went and built a harvester there, because you don't have any refineries to actually replenish. Also, I was actually wrong about all of them being trapped. They just decided not to go and attack anything because there wasn't really any reason for them to do so. Also, we now have an airstrike, and there's really nothing to actually airstrike because this base is kind of gone. And by kind of gone, I mean very gone. There we go. There are a few minigunners, or rather there were a few minigunners. And now they're just selling everything. I've no idea why they're selling everything. It's not like they can actually do anything with it. We have a few of these turrets that we can take care of, and the concrete walls are actually going to block all of our attacks. I keep forgetting that that happens, so we actually need to shoot through those walls so that they can get access to the turret there. And they're still repairing it when there really isn't any reason to do so. And a mammoth tank here and a mammoth tank there. We do need to be careful of that nuclear missile though, so we're going to build around it by using a sandbag or two. Let's just start building a line of them here. About to say a wall of them. I suppose it technically is, but we're not using it for that purpose. We're going to, I suppose I could actually try something really, really sneaky. If I built a advanced guard tower over there, would they actually use the nuclear missile on themselves? This is something that I'm going to find out. First by selling all of these, because I really don't need these at all. And without them, they're not going to just send a nuclear missile against our own base. Or rather our base. They're going to be sending one against their own base, and that's because I'm hopefully going to be able to take advantage of their priority in targeting things. But it's safe to say that the base they currently have is definitely gone. It is an interesting point that they do count the walls as Brotherhood of Nod, but they don't count them as buildings for the purpose of you winning or losing. It's just sort of a structure that doesn't really have any particular purpose, even though it can be used to build other structures next to them. Like, for instance, what I'm doing here with this slowly moving wall of sandbags that appears to just be appearing and disappearing. I wonder what the technicians and engineers think when they just see this small line of sandbags moving over. They're like, so let me get this straight. We have to build a line of sandbags over to their base. Well, what's left of their base? Well, yes, but why are we doing this? Oh, it's just an experiment the commander has here. He just wants to see what happens if we make a advanced guard tower right next to their Brotherhood of the Temple of Nod, and then see if they will send a nuclear missile against their own temple. That's absolutely silly. I know it is, but it might just work. I don't know if you can build a sandbag on this tile here, the part where the bridge is, but it is worth checking, isn't it? Also, we really don't have any problem with income, because let's just say there is more than enough Tiberium over here. There's also Tiberium over here, and Tiberium reappearing over there, because we've been stopping them from getting the Tiberium when we were destroying them with the orcas. It's safe to say, though, but I think this mission is a resounding success. And this might in fact be the last mission that I do in the... Ooh, we've actually run out of money. We have run out of money. That is going to change, however, when... Ooh, we do have just a couple of mammoth tanks here. Just a couple. And I mean a lot of them. About maybe 12, 13, 14, more than enough to just walk over there and destroy everything. But we're not going to. We're going to use a nuclear missile, even though we don't have access to them. Or we might not, because this might not work, whereupon we'll then just have to go over there with lots of orcas and deal with it in another manner. If I leave a single sandbag here, just in case things go very, very wrong with this plan, I could then just build an advanced guard tower there, and there won't be any problems. But I think it's safe to say that if Kane is in there, he should be a little bit concerned. He doesn't have anybody to defend him, and also I think we can indeed, yep, we can build a sandbag right there, which means very slowly we're going to see if this plan will work. Then again, I don't actually know if there's anything over there. There might, that is an interesting point. I can't actually see into that corner. There might be something over there. One Humvee will answer that question for us. There we go. We'll also put one sandbag there, just in case we want to build a guard tower over there. Alright, Humvee, what will you find? If there are a trio of obelisks of light here, it's probably a good thing that I, didn't build a massive sandbag line. Oh, there is absolutely nothing here. Nothing here at all. We could just actually shoot these here, and they might sell them. I actually don't think they will, so we'll just attack them with missiles here. And build an advanced guard tower just in case. Actually, I don't think any of those will, yeah, none of them actually hit the Temple of Nod, which is handy. There we go. One dead pair of minigunners, and we want to get rid of this one as well. Or we start building even more sandbags. More sandbags! As many sandbags as we can possibly build! And one dead minigunner there. The only thing they have now is the Temple of Nod. And I'm very curious as to if this will work. It may work. There's only one way to find out. And that is to get this just a little bit closer. And build another mammoth tank. Why not? It's a good use of our money either way. Yeah, we do have just a couple of them. Just a couple. And I think we're nearly as close as we can possibly be. Nearly. We could actually just build a base around it. I don't think you can send an engineer to go and capture it. It's one of the buildings which I don't think is capturable. Because I don't think the Brotherhood of Nod can go and get the Advanced Communication Tower. So I don't think GDI can go and get the Temple of Nod. But hey, it's worth building one just to see if they can. And the answer is, as I thought, a resounding no. And now it is time to see if this will work. One advanced guard tower. We don't have any over here. That is a thing to check, because the worst thing we want to have happen is for us to lose everything here in a silly mistake. Alright. One advanced guard tower. Nearly built. Time for an experiment. Will it send the... Let's find out. Yes, it will, is the answer to that question. Yes, it will. It will send a nuclear missile against itself. Just to target an advanced guard tower. And there it goes. One technician and one single minigunner are all that remain of the Brotherhood of Nod here on this map.
Select target.
And I think this will probably deal with them. There we go. One Humvee to end the mission. Haha. Also, when did they have laser walls? I think that was in the sequel rather than this one. A curious thing to point out there. Also, the amount of casualties that Nod sustained is ridiculous in this mission. Also, they lost a lot of buildings. 31. And the ending credits was rather impressive for us. There we go. And with one mission done apiece, there are a fair few more to do, and maybe at some point I will return to them, the N64 and the PlayStation ones in particular. But I think for now, the Command & Conquer series is pretty much done. We've done both of the campaigns, we've done the Funpark Dinosaur campaign, and we've done one of the Covert Operations apiece. There are a fair few more to do, but some of them are relatively similar. A few of them are quite interesting, the Cloak and Dagger one especially. I may return to some of these every now and again as just a one-off video or so, but for now I think it's safe to say that we've seen quite a lot of what Command & Conquer can offer, and it's a really, really fun game, a game that I still enjoy to this day, and one of the few strategy games that I really enjoy playing. I really like playing the sequel to Command & Conquer, Tiberium Sun. I really like that game, and maybe at some point I will return to it. There are a few things about this game that I have noticed now that I've been playing it so many years after the original time, like the shortcomings in the AI, or the so-called AI. The ability that of it to be very easily exploited, like with the orcas or with the recon bikes, and their focus on getting Tiberium and the ways that the AI, or the opponent rather, cheats to make sure that it can keep up with you, because realistically it can't. This is actually still something that's a problem to this day, having AI that can keep up with you in a genuine seeming manner, because on the one hand you can have AI that has no idea what it's doing and will just send all manner of things against you, and completely ineffectually without any strategy. And then there's the AI that reads exactly what you're doing and counters it without you even knowing, in ways that a human opponent can't. We're still quite a bit of a way to go before we find that balance between having AI that is dumb and AI that is too smart for its good. And of course there's also AI that just cheats to try and keep up. I suppose that's kind of in the middle, but they most certainly do cheat. But either way, Command & Conquer, very fun game, and I'd encourage anybody who likes strategy games to give it a look, just to see one of the games that was considered back then the pinnacle of strategy games, and a game that many others tried to emulate in the years afterwards. And so I'm Kikoskia, and this is Command & Conquer. Technically, I suppose it's called Tiberium Dawn, isn't it? But I've never really called it that. I've always sort of just called it Command & Conquer, because that's what it is. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, as when we come back, who knows what the future will bring? But we'll find out, won't we? But for Command & Conquer, the future is far from happy, as Tiberium Sun will attest. And I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.